Well, once again, we have an exciting announcement to make from Feeding Southwest Virginia's Salem Distribution Center. As we know, the cost of groceries and fuel continues to escalate. We were looking at some figures last week and this week. This time last year, fuel was $3.15, and this year, at the same time, fuel is over $4. And in some of our areas in Southwest Virginia, diesel fuel has gone to over $5 a gallon. And for us, that's very concerning. And I'll give you an example. We had a donation of product offered to us out of Indiana. And so we contacted some trucking companies to get that product transferred here, and it is costing $3,000 just to bring a shipment of food from Indiana. So our challenges as a nonprofit organization is the fact that our resources are already stretched, and then when we see such a inflation cost of transportation and the supplies, it's a double whammy. For food for us, and we purchase food, we have to because we're not getting enough donated food. Food for us, the cost has risen 25% for us to buy a tractor trailer load of food. And so one of the great things about the work that we do is having the opportunity to partner with organizations and corporations and civic groups. But one of our long-term partnerships that we have had since the 90s, since 1991, has been with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And they have been involved in volunteering, they've been involved in resources and supporting our efforts, even with advocacy, talking to elected officials about the needs of individuals that are struggling to put food on their table. And they have also been a partner in providing food for us. And so when we talked about this opportunity here today, and we're going to talk about the over 38,000 pounds of food that has arrived in our facility this morning, I want to say, number one, this food was donated and it was transferred from Utah. It came out of the Utah Center, correct? And it didn't cost us a dime to bring it into our facility, and the food was donated to us. And as you look around and you see here today, we have great staples. I mean, we have shelf milk that we desperately need for our families, but also for our children that we provide food to. We have rice, we have macaroni, we have flour, we have all kinds of different product here that if we had to purchase this product, it would cost a lot of money. And we have volunteers that come every week that help us sort food and put food together. But I'm going to let our special guests, who are so generous, so many different ways, to speak on their behalf and talk about why this is important to them as well. And so I'm going to introduce Dr. Dane McBride, and he's going to talk a few minutes and introduce our other special guests.
Thank you, Pam. This is a real honor to be gathered together this morning. We're just very excited and pleased to be able to be a part of this process that Feeding Southwest is such a leader in. The great partnership that we have had, indeed, Pam, over these 20, 30 years at least, both in volunteering and being able to provide food, goods, items such as we have here today. I've had the privilege of being directly involved in this with you for about 10, 11 years in this process of bringing in food orders of this kind, and it's been a delight and a pleasure to do so. I'd like to introduce the gentleman to my right, President Dan Dutton. President Dutton is a counselor in the presidency of the church in this region called the Roanoke Stake of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He has recently been called to this position along with his other two members of the presidency, and so this is his first time to be with us here. But in fact, he has a very close personal connection to the process of the food being provided out of Salt Lake City, and he'll tell us about that a little bit as well. But the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is very committed to the principle of what the Savior Jesus Christ said, "Come follow me," and his mission of caring for all, and we have a part of it in his mission of caring for all of God's children. I was very interested and pleased to learn that from this same source that this has come from, our church has been building up supplies for refugees in the countries surrounding Ukraine for the last few months, even before the invasion that occurred there, and working with other faith groups in the distribution and of that product as well, and not just food, but diapers and all the other kinds of things that are needed in that situation. But again, the key to it is when the various parties that can bring something to the table do so, and do so in concert with one another, and that's a great, great blessing. None of us is able to do the whole job by ourselves, and so when we can do so in partnership, it's a great blessing in every way. President Dutton, you can tell us a couple other things here.
Thank you. Yeah, I am new to this, but I'm grateful to be here. It's a neat experience to be able to witness and to view what goes on here and a little bit about what happens. There are volunteers all over the world and all over the United States for this particular thing, where product is grown or produced, it's packaged and prepared, and it's shipped, and it is brought here where additional partners carry on the work of distribution and getting it out to those in need. And so this partnership's indeed a wonderful thing. When we, and as Dane mentioned, the tie that I have, I guess, my brother was actually started at Manel Milling years ago. He hired on and then became a miller, and the church was looking for a miller, and he was hired to run a flour mill in Kaysville, Utah. He became the plant manager after several years, and there they produced the grains and the flours, or they processed the grains and the flours and so forth, and they make different products that are grain associated. And then they built a pasta plant, which we have pasta products here. After some time, he was asked to take over the church's cannery in Salt Lake, and he's been the plant manager for the cannery, and they've just finished a major remodel so that they'd be able to increase production and put out more product in less time. And it's been neat. I've had the opportunity to go out and visit these facilities, and there's just a neat feeling there as we see these volunteers who give of their time and their energy to go out and prepare things. And this is what it's all about. We serve those in need, and as we serve those in need, we accomplish what we're here to do. We're doing a great work and a great service. And we are grateful for the opportunity to work with Feeding Southwest Virginia and entities like that. We look forward to a long and extended partnership, and I'm just grateful to be a part of it and to participate with you in doing this work. Thank you.
Thank you. And the last thing I wanted to share was I was asked to serve on a committee with the CEO of Feeding America National Office to talk to our faith-based partners that have worked with food banks for 40-some years. and how can we increase our partnership. And one of the things that I was able to bring to the table in that conversation, and part of that work, was the long-term relationship we've had with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I was able to share with that committee, you know, we should look at them as national partners. You know, because of the work that they've done with many food banks across the country, our food bank specifically I was speaking to, but there were others. And so I was pleased to find out when we met with Dr. McBride recently that there actually is now a national partnership with the Feeding America National Office and with food banks across the country. And we think that's exciting. We just want, though, all those truckloads of food that you send them, send them this way as well. But it's exciting to know that you can take a local relationship that works, and people that care and work together in that collaborative atmosphere of caring about others that you may never meet, and then you can share that and develop that across the country. So we thank you for all the work that you do, and we're excited to continue and to see where we go from here. We would hope that we wouldn't have to feed as many people as we are feeding right now, but unfortunately, as budgets are shrinking and getting tighter, we're anticipating those numbers to increase as the families and individuals struggle to meet their food budgets. So we thank you for being here today and seeing all this product here lined up, and you know, a lot of times we'll get donations and there'll be a tractor trailer load of this and that or other, and not as and we appreciate all the food we get, but to get grade A top quality product that's been manufactured in light cases that are easy to count and move is just an added blessing. So we thank you all for being here today, and we celebrate once again great work that happens in communities across our country when caring people come together. And I thank our media partners. When I think of the work that we do, we would not be able to do what we do without you as well, and then all those that are watching that contribute in some way, financially, volunteer, provide food, or just help to individuals. So thank you.
Thank you, Pam.